remember, one of the things I asked us before we started this brainstorming process is to really remember this is a fresh start. So I'm very interested in hearing the concerns that came out of the last master plan, but please do not think that the results of the last master plan may be the same results. It's a fresh look. We want to take a look at everything and start anew, so just keep that in mind. So I've documented noise and safety. I know I have the neighborhood infringement and enforcement issues, so let's keep going.
You said the FAA says that certain changes have to be made at this airport.
No, I just said the FAA changed their design standards since the last time.
Well, what are they?
Some of the design standards have changed. No. Some of them have to do with just the imaginary surfaces on the ground that need to be graded around the runway. Some of them have to do with the design of where a taxiway comes into the runway, so it's just a minor change in the intersection itself. So because I said that the FAA design standards have changed does not necessarily mean that they're promoting any expansion of the airport. So again, we're not even going to discuss the needs until we've documented that as part of the first phase.
I know when we went through this last time, there were ambitious goals. And I think we all support the airport as they stood now because they're fine people who have, most of them mean well. I know there are exceptions, and I apologize for that. But I think when they were talking about the goals at the time, they felt that the location that they were in was inconsistent with what they hoped for the future. And because of that, that's why they initially had decided maybe a different location would be advantageous. I think we all kind of breathed a sigh of relief in some ways. And now we feel like we're going through this again. I think there's some concern.
So there's a concern that they're taking a fresh look at the process. So I'll note that there's two concerns you mentioned, that the previous plan was too ambitious and that there was a recommendation from that previous plan that everybody thought was going to take place and now it's being reevaluated. Those are the two concerns.
I want to tell everybody there's more to come. This is just, we're going to give you a break here tonight. I know it's heated. And if you listen to most of the arguments and stuff here, we've been doing this now since 2004. And for Kent State to do this again, to rip a community apart, this is not a gateway to our community. It's actually a gateway to hell if it expands. And that's what we're going to fight against.
All right, thank you.
I think that a lot of people here would be, maybe not, it wouldn't change their opinion, but they'd be a little less frustrated if some of the answers were there. If there was some transparency and a willingness to be upfront with the facts. I actually had to go to Washington, D.C. to meet with FAA officials to get some of my questions answered. So in the future, if that could be accomplished maybe through a website, that'd be great.
Land itself is entrapped as far as not generating any money for the school system. I could make more money on that land if I planted it full of corn or soybeans than what's happening over there now with these aircraft.
I think any study should include an alternate use of the property. For example, if half of it was commercial or whatever amount, it would give an idea of what the real value could be to the community rather than the figures that were cited here today.
The airport did not, or the 2004 plan did not recommend moving. It said we will move. The Board of Trustees of Kent State University said we will move. Kent State can move, cannot move the airport, but they can move the flight school any day they want. They can move it tomorrow.
I have one more concern. Now that we've finally gotten around, we're talking about the FAA. My concern is the last time we went through this whole process, Kent State University did not apply to the FAA to close the airport or to move their flight school. They did not do that. And where did I get my information from? Congressman Stephen LaCharette at a meeting that we had up in Twinsburg a couple of years ago. He said if Kent State would have applied to the FAA at that time, he would have spoken directly to FAA in Washington, D.C. to make that happen. Okay. The other concern is, I hope that you don't listen so heavily to some people who think that Aviation Day is a better thing for the community than peace of mind and some quiet for a lot of people in Stowe and Monroe Falls. Aviation Day, as far as I'm concerned, that's one happy day. And the rest of the year 364 other days is pure hell in both of these cities for thousands of people.